Hello, hello, and welcome to a very special event we've got for y'all today. This is the Super Mario World Portuguese No Star World Tournament. We've got two of the best runners that Brazil has to offer right now, MarceloMatos versus thugkjj. They're going to be going on. This is a finals matchup. Unless you've been paying attention to the Portuguese channel, you probably haven't been aware of this tournament. This is going to be a really cool one because we've been seeing in our community a lot of no cape, no Star World lately. So I'm so thankful that we get to actually see some cape going on here. Just a reminder, if you would rather hear this in Portuguese, this is being simulcast over there, so I'm going to throw a link in chat. And you guys can go check it out there. As always, I'm Wade Carrick. I'm here to do the English portion of the simulcast. This is going to be a really good matchup. So let me tell you how this is going to work. This is a finals that has a loser bracket. Marcelo has not lost once. Thug has been knocked down to the loser bracket by Marcelo and then fought his way back up to face him once again. Now, that means two things. If Marcelo wins, it's over. It's over, and he will walk away untouched. If Thug wins, that now both puts them on one loss. And so what that means in a double elimination tournament is there has to be a second matchup. You can't just come from the loser's bracket, take on the king once and walk away. You got to do it back to back. So in the event that happens, I've discussed it with them earlier, and I believe they would be planning on rescheduling the second portion of the finals for next week. So we'll talk about that once one of them wins. Once that becomes an issue we actually have to deal with. For now, we're just here to enjoy the race. These guys are absolute murderers. If you look at the leaderboard, check this out now. Check this out now. Thug is in 17th place with a 33-16. Killer run. Where's Marcelo? Right behind him. He is 2 seconds away with a 33-18. 2 seconds away. And in this tournament, they've both been putting down 34s to 36s, so I imagine that's about the range we're going to see this race go on. And just to go over the rules real quick, as it states, this is a no Star World tournament, meaning these guys are going to have to complete this game as fast as they can without using the Star World that takes you to Bowser quicker. Besides that, all bets are off. So let's see what they do here in the Iggy strat. Thug coming in first, doing that nice Bungina strat. Marcelo doing fireball in 2 jumps. They're looking good. Marcelo was playing it a little slow there, that 239. So now they've finished up Donut Plains. It's time to grab a cape. I've not said that in so long. We've been dealing with no cape, no Star World. Watch as they just jump up, grab themselves a cape. Nice bounces off the enemy to face the other direction and continue flying ASAP. Now, flight speed does matter, and we're going to talk a lot about flight speed during this this race here. Both of them coming out with a 361, doing all right. And no, Canalus, you are not the boss of this channel. Everything's handled on the Portuguese side. I have no one to talk to about that. It is what it is. So you guys be big boys and just enjoy the race, huh? Now going through this donut secret one, you'll see him switch off to that P-switch. That's because they're not going to lose the P-switch. That shell, you got about a 50-50 chance, depending on your frame parity, that you're going to lose that shell and your cape. You switch over to a P-switch, it's not that big of an issue. This level's real straightforward. Just gonna fly their butts on down to the door, and then they just need to go up. And there's the hidden door right there. No bouncing off of booze, nothing scary. Now this is a funny level because in No Cape No Star World it's super scary. In No Star World they're just gonna take flight. That's it. That's how much pain and suffering a cape can save you. I'm glad some of you are used to seeing No Cape No Star World. I'm stoked that a bunch of you guys have that in your head because this is gonna be pretty cool then. I'm telling you, once we hit what I'd say after Ludwig's Castle, after Castle 4, things are going to be entirely different and they're going to be going ham. Once again, they're just going to be flying over to their Yoshi now. We're going to be dealing with a few flyover levels, but nothing crazy. Which typically you'll hear lots of people say, oh yeah, they're not going to get a Yoshi. What am I talking about? I've been running lots of all castles myself. Mixed with the No Star World we've been watching. There's no Yoshi in No Star World. He can just stay at home. But they do get to fly up to the hidden pipe in Morton's castle. Now, if you're a fan of No Star World and you know how boring Morton's castle can be, watch Thug's screen now as he just shows you how exciting it can be. Keeping Spinfly is insanely tight and a crazy trick, so for him to be able to continue doing it, he's going to miss that spring. He's jumping up a portion where you don't need flight, and it's fine, but Marcelo has his spring with him, so let's see how that changes. They both switch over to Fire Flower, and that's going to help them kill Morton quicker. Marcelo using that spring to get up quicker. You see how that spring helped him. Both having the Fire Flower once again, so they can do 2 fireballs in a jump. Switch back to Cape for the next level, and they're looking solid. Marcelo's going to take the lead coming out of Morton's castle. Now, the route is still the same. Cape doesn't change the route at all. They're going to be going to Vanilla Dome and taking the top route, as opposed to going through Vanilla Dome. So we already know we're going to be looking for a secret exit in this level. Look at them take spin flight early. They're going to do a ground pound to get a Buzzy Beetle out of their way. Use that Buzzy Beetle to kill its own homies. And then continue flight all the way up to the secret exit. Fortunately, they both had a cape. Thug really scared me on his, and yeah, he wasn't able to make it all the way to the top. You really need to do good flight to get all the way to the top. And this is a really cool level that kind of reminds me of Morton's Castle and just how it operates. Getting through that choke point with a lot of casualties. Dang, Marcelo. Thug needs to go grab his cape. It's over on the right side. So he's going to grab that. Try to get through the choke point again. Alright, now we've reached Vanilla Secret 2. We just got a couple flyovers right now. And that's fine. That's a perfect time for you guys to go follow these runners now that they've shown you how amazing they can be at this game. These guys are really good players who stream a lot. I watch them all the time, and they're always just like at the top of their game. We got no Yoshi, so these dolphins are safe today. Just gonna fly above the screen to the very end, make their way to the fortress. It's a great time to also remind people that this is being simulcast at Speed Gaming Portuguese. So if you prefer to listen to this race in that language, you have that ability. And their community's so hype all the time, I'm sure they even found a way to make Vanilla Secret 2 and 3 super exciting. I believe they've got Caesar and Milani over there, so go check them out. Now this fort's just about the same as No Cape. They're just going to be swimming around, getting as close to the ball and chains as they can, so they're definitely not in damage range. There's a little difference here that hopefully we see. Check out Marcelo's screen right now. He's going to do a cape spin, right? So there's a thwomp on his screen. He had an opportunity to despawn it. If he spun his cape at a perfect pixel, there's still a 50-50 chance whether it spawns or not. We'll see if Thug gets the thwomp boss. There's no thwomp on Thug's screen. Perfect showcase right there of that little strat. Doesn't really save much time, but by God is it cool. Marcelo's out of his Reznor fight. Thug's going through his. Alright, now we've got Butterbridge 1, which, as if this level is not hype enough, these guys have cape, which means they are going to do stupid things. They are going to do things they probably should not be doing in this level, because it's terrifying. Damn, Thug's keeping that parachute on the ground for a while. That's actually pretty cool, though. You see Marcel's just staying up in the air, not even keeping Mario on screen. BR, so most people would think that it's because both runners are from Brazil, but they actually put that burr because these two guys are ice cold killers when it comes to SMW. There's a reason this is the grand finals, because these guys just take it. That is smart of them to do. I know they always do that on their channel. It's a good distinction to make because, you know, as some of y'all know, Portuguese is spoken in several countries. And they definitely like sparking those rivalries. So Marcel's going to be the first to get out of Butterbridge. He wasn't going for any keeping flight strat. I see Thug in the air still, so let's watch him. I think he's going to try to get pipe fly. I think he got it. Watch, he's going to fly his way to the end. Just a little difference. But it's the only way to be faster in an auto-scroller is to take advantage of the half a second that you can. This Butterbridge 2 is just a standard flyover level. And then we hit Ludwig's castle, and we're going to crank this run up to 100. But right now we can talk about flight speed, where Mario's flight oscillates 5 different values, from 49 to 51 sub-pixels per frame. When you start flying like you see Thug flying right now, Mario locks onto a speed. But they can change their oscillating speed value by tapping right while they fly. What did I say? 47.51, right? Maybe I didn't say that. And so you can control how fast you're going, but there's no guaranteed chance you go faster. So you just gotta be good at it. Watch now though as Marcel's going through this spooky room, flying under those potaboos, making sure he doesn't want a fast flight speed. Wait till you get out from under him and then keep flying. Now switch into those fire flowers so that you can manage these cages just a little easier. He's going to get his way to the top and use his fire flower to throw 2 fireballs and a jump into Ludwig's face, and he'll be out of there. Thug's still just right behind him. Now we get to enjoy double cutscenes. So they're just hucking off castles into the distance. Now they're going to move on to the Forest of Illusion, where the one thing that never changes in these runs is going to happen. They need a Yoshi. We could also see a really, really cool glitch in here called Wings. And I'm putting all my faith in Marcelo to show y'all what that's all about. So you see he's got his Yoshi. He's got a green Yoshi, which means he needs to manage his flight. He's got a red shell in his mouth, so I don't think he's going to go for Wings. I think he's just going to not risk it. That can be a smart race strat. Just get yourself to the end, because even if he missed Wings once, really, Thug could be right behind him. He really just needs to maintain his distance. So no Wings today from either runners. You can contact them for complaints. Now we got some Yoshi clips going on. Marcelo's going to be the first going for this, so watch closely. He goes up and dismounts at the top and remounts in the corner, and that's going to drag him and Yoshi into the wall. Thug going for his right now. Even if you do everything right, there's only a 75% chance of you actually getting the clip. So both of them got first try clips. That means we're past the awful RNG kind of section. It's kind of like a pseudo RNG, but we'll call it RNG. But the one part where like it doesn't matter what the runner does. So we're past that. That means we've got a race going. So now they are out of Forest of Illusion 2, making it on to 3. Let's see if we can get a little dirty bubble action from Marcelo. You gonna catch flight before the bubble or after? Before, my man. Like seeing it. So they're gonna fly themselves to the end, grab the key, and move on to one of the scariest castles, the most action-packed castles, Roie's castle. If you've been watching No Cape No Starworld, then you know how upset I get when people hit Roie's castle and No Cape No Starworld, because it's long, it's boring, you gotta ride that block snake all the way down. However, if you got a cape and you're a player like Marcelo, you take off with cape, you pass all that bind at the very last minute, you dive bomb right before the enemies hit, you pull back up before that final one goes, keep that flight going through the spike room, and he's still not done yet. He's going to grab this P-switch, throw it up, continue his flight over all these despawned platforms, drop down, grab himself a flower, and move on to the Roie fight. You see how insane that was? And Thug is right behind him doing the same perfect Roy's castle. That was beautiful. That was 2 textbook Roys. I love seeing it. So these guys staying pretty neck and neck coming out of Forest of Illusion. They're going to be moving on to Chocolate Island, where we got a lot more spooky levels. Now this is not as spooky as the No Cape variant, but Chocolate Island 1 does have a really cool trick called Pipe Fly. Let's see if they get it. If you see spin jumps, then you know they're going to do something funky with the flight. What Marcel's going to try to do is take off again and immediately land in the pipe. That's going to save the flight timer, and so as he gets shot out of the pipe at high speeds, he keeps that high speed. And so now he's flying with a value of 64 subpixels per frame, as opposed to a natural max value of 51 subpixels per frame. It gives you like a 20% boost roughly. None of them grabbing the backup cape. If they had just turned around, there's a spring they could have grabbed and gone through. Real race safe. Carrick approved. Neither one of them doing it though, which means that they're gambling. They are full on gambling with their power-ups and lives right now. This is super spooky because you want to stay above the fishing booth. There are objects above the screen that you can't see, so they have to stay low enough to get under those. Nice job there, getting up to the door. Thug's going through his room 2 right now. Nice cape canceling through those boo lasers and getting up. These guys moving on to Chocolate Island 2. Big difference between this is you don't deal with that spooky room 3 with all the chucks on the ground. They'll be able to fly over the chucks, which is very nice. Marcel is going to exit first. Nice little ground pound there, grabbing that key and getting a 267 coming out of Chocolate Island 2. It's time for Donut Secret, which is... it can be a pretty crazy level. Let's see how they do. There's lots of spooky parts where the chucks just want to take your cape from you. Once again, these guys did not bring a backup cape, so I'm worried. Nice ground pound. Both of them looking real solid getting into room 2 here. Alright, now we're in room 3. Marcelo needs to take flight and go above these spinies and chucks. I want you guys to listen closely. Use your ears and listen right now as he's flying over these chucks. Tell me if you notice anything. Where does cape sounds go? They disappeared for a while, right? Chuck sounds can overwrite cape sounds. And what that means is you think you missed a cape pump. You're not sure if you're still in the air or if you're falling straight down into the chucks. So you have to be confident in yourself. You have to be confident in your cape pumps. You really have to have your tempo down. Because, you know, speedrunning is visual and audio. And you get audio pulled away from you at a crucial moment where you need audio. It could be pretty terrifying. But let's watch Marcelo go through Wendy's castle right now. Cape cancel through a saw. Cape cancel through another. And if that's not enough, he's going to pull up right here. Get that crusher skip. beautiful crusher skip from Marcelo. Thug's going for his right now. That's what I like to see. Both of them getting the crusher skip. Marcelo has lost cape. Marcelo has lost cape. He didn't get that back up in Chocolate Island 1. You were just one level away from getting another cape. Thug's going to take the lead in this room, possibly. Because there's no reason for him to do a turn back like Marcelo has to do no cape. Thug is now flying through room 2 super gracefully. And he has now hit the Windy fight first. Thug has taken the lead in Wendy's castle. Marcelo's bet did not pay off. Thug has all 3 hits. He's out of the Windy fight first. Just barely. I'm talking, oh my goodness. Do you guys see how close this is? That is insane. And at the end of the fight, Marcelo was closer to Thug than he was after he lost cape. Marcelo closed the gap, no cape. That's how good this dude is. All right, Thug entering with a 26-34. Marcelo entered with a 26-37. So Thug does have a little bit of a lead, not enough to be comfortable with. He does have a backup cape though, whereas Marcelo was just able to grab himself a primary cape. So what these guys are hoping for here is a Boo Ring despawn. At the very end of this level, there's 2 Boo Rings that should appear, but if you're able to keep that Boo Cloud, see there's no Boo Ring right where Thug is. So he's able to skip that first one, go straight to the second where he's going to do a damage boost, grab himself a cape and go through. Marcelo cannot damage boost, so he... I have no explanation for what that was. I mean, honestly, this is interesting. This is an interesting development. Marcelo purposefully lost his cape, while Thug's purposely grabbing his orb. Oh, double orb on screen. This is a beautiful race. Now, Marcelo purposefully lost cape, so let's talk about that for a second. What's he need the cape for? Is there any level that's gonna make him go faster? Or did he just trade out skill for speed? Because what he's gonna be attempting is much harder than what Thug is doing. Look how Thug is doing. He's just able to fly through all this, looking nice. Boom, Thug's looking good. Marcelo, however, well, he's gonna be a little slower. He's really good at no cape. But he's working for his level end. He's not just flying around all willy-nilly. Marcelo is putting in the grind right now. I think Marcelo's banking on Sandbar to take his lead back is what I'm thinking. Thug's flown his way to the pipe. He's reached the sandbar portion. Thug has to get this sandbar if he wants to stay in the lead, really. So let's see if he can get the clip. He's going to run forward, do a little spin jump. Before he gets crushed, he did not get the sandbar. Marcelo grabbing a backup cape. Why are you grabbing it? Oh, I'm so confused with your run right now, man. He's losing a full cycle. He's not even going for sandbar. I'm so confused by your decision-making process right now. He's gonna... Hmm. So we got both of them just slow rolling through the sandbar portion right now. You don't swim face first into a boo ring with a cape unless you just want to lose that cape. But he was going to be waiting around for a long time. You know, I think it might have just been a split-second decision that ended up just not really working out the way he wanted. But he's still staying right behind Thug, who's going into the fortress right now. Fortress is super scary, cape or no cape. Watch this. Those cape spins he's doing on those enemies, man, there's a big chance they can take your cape from you just because you don't interact with enemies every frame. There's some frames, like half of them, where you're just not going to interact with them. Put that on top of a cape frame rule of every 4 frames, like it's just, there's dumb frame parodies in this game. But look how beautifully he's keeping flight in between those crushers. You got time to wait on that cape. Oh, Marcelo just seconds behind. They're in the Reznor fight. He got the kill. Oh no, he lost his cape at the very last. We're gonna see a cape versus no cape Bowser. It's about a 7-second difference if it's optimal. I want you guys to guess how far apart they are right now. Now, if these timers are telling me that Marcelo is 1 second ahead, he got out of there with a 31:35, while Thug, while appearing ahead on the restream, actually got out of there with a 31:36, and he took a death. This is going to go to Marcelo 100%. That's going to be the unfortunate end to this one. Dude, what a race. These guys didn't get further than maybe a dozen seconds from each other the entire race. So what Marcelo is going to be doing is a cape kill, which I've not been able to describe to y'all in months, so this is great. Instead of waiting for the Mecha Koopas to come down, why don't you just go ahead and meet Bowser in the halfway and deliver your hits ASAP. Thug, now on Bowser, no cape. He had an incredible run that really just did not work out. So Thug's going through his no cape while Marcelo's going to go for his ball skip. Once he drops that ball, Marcelo's going to pop up into the sky and drop that Mecha Koopa down on Bowser, and that's going to make him skip his second ball and go straight to dropping Mecha Koopas. So what's Marcelo going to do? Meet him up in the air and hit him there. So he's going to be going on into the final hits coming up here. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, I don't know if this is a best of 3 or not. I just found out about this race too. So Bowser's going to be stamping his feet while Marcelo once again goes up into the sky. And he's going to go ahead and take on Bowser. He's going to take this race with a 33:52. So you guys get some GGs out from Marcelo. Doug's gone straight to the practice cart. Straight to the practice cart. If he had gotten that sandbar clip, his confidence level probably would have been so much different going through Dark Room. You don't mess up Dark Room. Boom. And he starts getting it immediately. As soon as he goes into the practice cart, he starts getting it. But GG's to Thug as well. And this is a best of 3. So we're going to have the second round here rather shortly. Or game. Once again, this is a simulcast that we're having here. The main event is over at Speed Gaming Portuguese. So go check them out if that's applicable to you. And this is also a loser's bracket tournament, which means Marcelo is our winner so far. He has not taken a single loss through this tournament. Thug got knocked down to the loser's bracket by Marcelo and had to fight his way back up into the winner's bracket, or back to the finals. Took on the people in the loser's bracket, and now he's back again going against Marcelo, hoping that fate kind of changes this race. He needs to win 2 in a row, and then even if he wins those, that just gives Marcelo 1 matchup loss, which means they then have to do a whole nother round. In that event, I believe it will be scheduled for next week, but if Marcelo just wins the next race, then this tournament's over. Well, back-to-back would be nice. I'm sure it would be much like our all castles, that your finals ends up being like 5 hours long. It's a lot of Mario to expect runners to commit to. So let's get it in chat right now. Next race is coming down. It's going to be the second race of 3. Who's going to take it? Marcelo or Thug? I'm interested to hear what y'all's thoughts are. I've got my own thoughts that, maybe I'll keep close to my chest for now. Man, I know y'all just saying Thug because you want to see 3. That's the only reason everyone's saying Thug. You just want more Mario. Ooh, Thug practicing that Reznor fight that haunted him so. Alright, looks like we're going to get started here pretty soon as we get Marcelo back. Marcelo is coming out without a graze so far. He so much as hadn't lost a hair over this yet. I mean, if we're talking just straight games, Thug hit him once. Thug grazed him whenever they had their best of 3 for their previous matchup. But as far as rounds go, he has not lost a single one. This is another level that Thug messed up. You notice how he brings that shell up to get rid of that choke point. It's a beautiful strat. He lost his cape in this level, and one of the very few mistakes he had. So I'm glad he's practicing. I was wondering if he was going to get back to that. Once again, we should be getting started any moment as soon as we get Marcelo back. And then we'll start race 2 of our best of 3 for no Starworld. Yes, Cape. Wow, good timing from Marcelo. Apparently, his PC blue screened in the credits of SMW. So we were able to get him back. What a crazy tech error to have just at the perfect time after the race. Alright, once again, these guys are only 2 seconds apart on the leaderboards. You guys saw how crazy tight this last race was. Doug's going to be coming in swinging. So expect this to be just as good, if not better, than the previous race. Now, this being a Portuguese speedrun tournament, I want to do a little something different with you guys if you don't mind. I don't want to see GL. I don't want to see good luck. We're going to take a little Portuguese lesson together, alright? We're going to say good luck in Portuguese to them. Show them that we support them. Show them that we showed up for them. So, you guys just follow my lead. As soon as we start, I'm going to throw out good luck in Portuguese in chat. You guys follow suit. Show them what's up. Show them you're here for them. The Brazilian community is such a massive part of SMW that I always enjoy seeing these guys do runs. They're good homies of everyone. So it looks like we're getting started. Maybe soon. Who knows? They don't tell me anything. I'm just here with y'all. Alright, I'm gonna type it up in chat. You guys follow my lead, alright? You say boa sorte. And that's gonna give them the power they need, give them the energy they need, and they are off. Now, once again, just to discuss the rules of this race, in case you're just tuning in, this is just No Starworld. I know we've been doing lots of No Cape, No Starworld for y'all. This one is just No Starworld Grand Finals, so they can't use Starworld, but yes, they can use Cape. And that brings up a lot of interesting strats that we're going to get into later. God, I was so worried when Barcelos froze again. I was hoping he didn't blue screen at the intro. Now watching this level, getting those box jumps, looking good. You'll notice that they're using the wooden platforms. They run fully along. They don't care where they land anywhere else, but those wooden platforms they have to ride the full length of. Because you notice they push Mario a little right every time. And that's going to be the difference between getting a 259 on their in-game timer as opposed to a 258. You don't want a 258. Everyone's going to make fun of you. It's horribly, horribly embarrassing. I don't know anyone who does that. I'm moving into Yoshi's Island 4. Let's see if we can get any shell jumps going. Thug is really good at shell jumps, so I want to see one from him, man. That's what I'm talking about, Thug. Marcelo doing the smart thing. If you don't go for shell jumps, stomp that shell. Save the frames. Thug's going to be able to get out of there with a 276, though, because of his insane shell jump skills. Out here in Iggy's castle, check out these tight jumps they have to do right under that Koopa. You thought he was going to hit him, but no. Working through those cages quick. Marcelo once again taking really slower cages than I'm used to seeing from him. He's still got a 281 door, which that 281 is the fattest second in SMW. You can do so many mistakes and still get a 281. Oh, Thug. Thug's getting that little clip there. Just showing off a little swag for you. Let's see. Going in, you'll notice Thug doing that Bujinya strat. Marcelo doing the 2 fireballs and a jump. I prefer the Bujinya, but whatever. So these guys have stayed nice and synced through World 1. Only difference being that shell jump coming out of Thug. But now it's time to move over to Donut Plains. See what they got for us over there. Now once again, flight speed matters. It looks like they're doing nothing right now, but their mind is like doing trigonometry and like physics and crazy stuff in their head right now. Mario's speed oscillates from 5 values from 47 to 51 subpixels per frame. You start flying, it's going to lock into one of those speeds, but you don't want to lock into a 47, right? Not when you could be getting a 51. So you can manipulate that by tapping right. There is no guarantee of a faster speed though. So you really have to rely on how good you can really detect the minute differences in your screen to know how fast you're going. Thug's going to be going up for a shell here that's going to help him go twice as fast through the level. But that shell's feeling old, so he's going to trade it up for the new model, the P model. You can't lose a P-switch like you can lose a shell, so it's kind of like a weapon upgrade. Nice, 252 coming out of Thug. We'll probably get a 51 out of Marcelo. Yeah. So going through this ghost house, we got a couple of rooms that are nice and easy. Just fly yourself to the door, and in the second room, just fly up. The door's right there. None of that silly vine nonsense. Now it's time for the spookiest level, the scariest level. We've seen the most deaths of this. Wait, they can use cape. So they're just going to take off. This is easy peasy. It's so sad thinking about how many lives we've lost in the No Cape No Starworld tournament. These guys are able to just freely and easily fly over the rest of this level. So while the timers are slightly off, Marcelo is 1 second behind. So it's not one of those weird things where he looks behind but he's ahead. No. He is actually behind. It's just only by 1 second. This is another level where they're just going to fly to the end. So it's kind of a nice little breather before you hit Morton's Castle, where your cape skills really come into play. Morton's Castle is also where Marcelo originally got his lead last race, and that's because Thug did not carry a spring up to Morton's door to go a little bit faster. So I'm excited to see how Thug changes up his strats, if at all. So watch closely. If you see spin flight, you know they're going to do something weird with it, because it can be weird keeping this flight. You'll see him swing out corners wildly and things, but it's so they can continue flight. Thug, once again, not grabbing the spring. Those weird flights cost him, as Marcelo once again brings that spring up to the top, and he's going to take the lead through Morton's Castle. Switch over to Fire Flower for an easier Morton kill. He's going to bounce up, get that red door, and do 2 fireballs and a jump. He is out. So Marcelo had a really good Morton's Castle. Thug had a little bit of goof. It's not anything that he can't make up. But I've really only seen the non-spring grab from one other runner as a safe strat. I don't know if I recommend that. So now going through VD1, you'll see him use that Buzzy Beetle to throw into the other Buzzy Beetles. It's not very nice. Thug was able to get all the way up to the key that time. I know last run that was kind of a little point of weirdness for him. Now we've got the Morton's Castle that don't move. Vanilla Secret. Let's see if this choke point goes good. Marcelo once again doing it. Thug lost his cape here last time. Was able to do it. He's continuing his flight. Thug is still hot on the heels of MarceloMatos. So now they're up to Vanilla Secret 2. It's a great point to remind everyone that this is a simulcast, and the main event is happening over at Speed Gaming Portuguese. So if you would like to hear that, you can go on over there and check that out. Right now we have 2 of the best runners that Brazil has to offer, and I'm big fans of these guys, so I'm stoked to be involved in this. But for now, they just got a couple of levels to fly over before they hit themselves the fortress. And they're looking good so far. There's not too much to really expect on those past 2 levels here. Maybe we'll see a good Thwomp boss again next level. So in this, they really just need to swim. There's no item for them to grab to go faster. They just have to manage these enemies and keep their swimming tight. You can hold down while you're holding a direction, and that really tightens up your swimming. Both of them getting the thwomp, no biggie. They're gonna reach themselves the end here and check out the Reznor fight. Oh no, Thug has lost Cape. Not the biggest deal, and we'll mention why here in a second. Wow, look at how close they are. Look at how close they are. If you look at the actual timers, Thug is 2 seconds behind. Alright, now we are in Butterbridge 1. I'm almost glad Marcelo doesn't have Cape right now because he was so sketchy last race. Just flying over this level and trying to swag out and do Cape tricks in the middle of the level. He is now forced to just hang it down. Just stay on the ground, man. Stop trying to kill yourself in this level. Now, this is why it doesn't matter that Marcelo lost Cape. We're in an auto-scroller that has a Cape. So it cost him nothing. He even lost his Cape on like the last Reznor hit, so he didn't even get weird there. He just lost the, what I think is 41 frames from losing the power up and shrinking down. Alright, Thug once again going for that pipe fly. Let's watch this difference. They come in synced. Thug leaves just a hair earlier. You know what I'm saying? You see the difference? 154 as opposed to 153. In an auto scroller, you take what you can. Now they're just going over Butterbridge 2. No need for a Yoshi or a Blue Shell. They're just going to use their cape to just casually fly over. And then we hit Ludwig's Castle, which if you were here for the previous race, you know that once you hit Ludwig's Castle, I mean, we're boosting from there on out. This run's going to get crazy. So now they've done the warm-up portion of their run. It's time for them to duke it out now. Thug going in first, and you would do a ground pound, get that guy out of his way, do another ground pound, get that guy out of his way. He's going to pop a cape cancel so he can go straight through those ball and chains. Now it's time for him to fly under these potaboos. Doing the double spin fly, I think that's a super scary strat to double spin. Now he's just got to fly himself to the end. Both of them looking really good. It's not over yet, though. They got to manage these cages. Both of them looked a little on the cages last run. Thug coming in and destroying these cages right now. Camera couldn't even keep up with him. Look at that lead he just created with him for himself. Ooh, a nice cape on Thug's part. In just one room, Thug was able to really widen that gap. Alright, they're going to be moving on to the Forest of Illusion soon, where they're going to pick up a Yoshi. So Thug's got his Yoshi. Nice ground pound there to get rid of those Goombas coming his way. We noticed last race, neither one of them even looked like they were going for wings. They didn't even look in that direction. So they're just going to probably continue. Oh my goodness, did I speak too soon? Everyone check out Marcelo's screen right now. He's going to pop down, spit out this shell, hit it to the right, dupe himself, hopefully some wings. Oh, he got the P-balloon. He got the P-balloon. Come on, man. Last attempt. Last attempt. You need to move on soon, friend. He got the wings. He's going to jump up, grab that. He's going to leave the level. I don't think he saved any time, unfortunately, but he was already infested. It's the sunken cost fallacy. When do you give up when you're already invested? Thug's stuck on the clips. Thug is stuck on the clips right now. Marcelo's coming in from behind. He's got a blue Yoshi. Thug has a green Yoshi. Let's see who can do the clip better. Marcelo's in, and he has taken the lead now through the Yoshi clips. Oh, Thug almost getting hit by that green fish. I'm glad he was able to see that he was behind the urchin. Marcelo has pulled ahead now. The same amount of time that Thug used to be ahead by, he now finds himself trailing by. Ooh, Marcelo went so low right there. I was terrified. It looked like he just held down. Ooh, I gotta catch my breath after that one. That one got me going. I did not expect to see that after so many failed wing attempts. Thug's probably really kicking himself right now. So this is about the difference we saw last race. Thug was able to take the lead again in Wendy's Castle because neither one of them picked up a backup cape. I want to see how that changes Marcelo's play after Roie's Castle, whether he's going to take the backup cape or roll the dice again. Now watch Roie's Castle once again as Marcelo sees some enemies coming his way. He dives out of their way, pulls back up, keeps flight through this spike room right here. You do not want to land. Keeps on going, slides down those staircases. He's got one more section to fly through. He's looking good. He's going to grab his flower up top and be in the Roie fight. Thug, once again, right behind him, doing the exact same thing. Very nice. Both of them out of Roie's Castle. We're going to be heading on to Chocolate Island. That was weird that Marcelo had a weird little graphical glitch during the cutscene there. Now let's check out how the pipe flies go again. Both runners able to get it last time. Man, both of them go for that holdout strat, which I really dislike. There's a really good chance of missing pipe fly if you just hold out, spin, fly all the way to the pipe. It's all about that triple spin, baby. But both of them still getting it, coming out with a 64. Marcelo, oddly enough, still making the decision to forego the backup cape. He's rolling them. They're both rolling those dice, hoping that they don't get hit for the entirety of Chocolate Island. Very few capes to find in this world. He's doing very good right now, flying above that fishing buoy, staying under the hidden objects that you guys can't see that keep him from flying too high. I did a weird room 2 last time, so I want to see what he does here. Yeah, Marcelo does like a little turnaround, which is super weird for someone of his skill level, because watch Thug just cape cancel straight through. And Thug just cut Marcelo's lead in half right there. I mean, just absolutely sliced it. So Thug's closing that gap. Marcelo entering Chocolate Island 2 with him. It's a pretty simple level for No Starworld. They're just going to be flying above everything. Then you'll start hearing that boss music come up again as they hit the intense levels. That was a nice key grab from Thug. Holy cow. So now we're in Chocolate Secret. You guys saw how spooky this was last time, so keep your eyes peeled for this for sure. Both of them taking a very good room 1. Let's see how room 2 treats them. Hopefully there should be no issues. It's really room 3 that I worry about in this category. Now, if you weren't here last time, this is how I explained this. Oh, Marcelo did not get his flight. Oh no, Thug just took the lead. This is not what he wanted to have happen. Listen to his cape pumps as he goes over the chucks, though. Right here. The cape sound disappeared for a while, didn't it? It's because those chucks could overwrite Mario's cape sound. And so there's times where you don't know if you're still in the air or if you're just rocketing towards the ground, possibly in lava if you're near the end. It's like you really gotta have faith in your own flying skills to do the end of Chocolate Secret. Speaking of cape skills, though, let's check out Thug going into Wendy's Castle first. He's gonna do a double cape cancel. 1, 2. He's going in for another right here, getting that crusher skip. That crusher skip is super intense. So I love it when I'm able to see it pulled off so well. Both of them nailing it. This is where Marcelo lost his cape last time, and his lead. He's already lost his lead, but he's still holding on to his cape, which is very nice. That should ease up his room 2. Doug having a little bit of a scare at the very end there with that little Sparky coming at him. Marcelo's taking a death. Marcelo has fallen in room 2. And Thug showing what he thinks about that. Pointing Mario's butt towards the camera. But if you know anything about Marcelo, you know his no cape is just as good as his cape. So he's not a fish out of water right now. He's one of them flying fishes. He just took off. He's not going to struggle too hard being no cape. So Thug has now reached the sunken ghost ship. He's going to grab himself a little backup cape here. Now what Thug once again is looking for is a Boo Ring despawn here at the end. He's got his backup cape. Marcelo once again not having a backup cape in Sunken Ghost Ship, so it'll be interesting to see the difference in how they work. Thug's Boo Cloud disappeared so early, Jesus. He's going to go ahead and take his damage boost now and then maybe just wait out this Boo Ring. You got time to wait. He doesn't need to try to thread the needle or anything crazy like that. Looks like Marcelo's gonna get himself one of the Boo Ring despawns. You see there's no Boo Ring right there on screen. He unfortunately just took a hit, so he's not gonna damage boost that Boo Ring. He's gonna thread the needle and swim straight through it, by God. And Thug grabbed his orb. It's very nice. Thug's sitting pretty right now. He must be feeling good. But he knows the pressure's on coming through these last 3 levels before Bowser. Marcelo also grabbing his orb. He's got a lot of time to make up. Thug definitely has a very healthy lead right now. Now watch the difference here. Marcelo's going to be taking a higher route, a different route in this level, and being small is going to help him jump over these moles. As opposed to having a cape and just kind of, well, just doing it totally different. He's able to squeeze into the tight spots that Thug could not. Thug's going through Valley of Bowser 2 right now. He practiced the sandbar intensely before this race. So even though he has this lead, I fully expect his pride to get the better of him, and he's going to go for it. He doesn't need this. He doesn't have to go for this. But if I know him, he's going to go for it. He definitely went for it. You didn't have to go for it, man. You risked death. Marcelo's coming up behind. He's going to grab himself a cape, I bet, up in the top left. Yep, there he goes. We're going to see if he can get Sandbar. Marcelo does need Sandbar. So there's no excuse for him not to go for it. But he's not even going to mess with it. I think it's just because he grabbed that cape. He just doesn't want to mess around with... he was on a weird half cycle. So Thug's exited. He's going to make his way to the secret exit so that he can hit the fort. Marcelo's still stuck in the sandbar section. So Thug now going through, I think, one of the most terrifying levels in No Cape. Watch as he keeps his flight speed. I said spin flying and keeping the flight is hard, and you'll notice why, as Thug's just like moving back and forth, wiggling. That's so he can keep speed up. He did have a corner clip there, I noticed, so that's going to kill all of his speed. You'll notice he had to re-grab flight. Almost taking a death right there, to be honest. He found himself in a weird situation and just almost splunked in that sketty sauce. But now he is at the boss that took his last win from him. And just like that, he punched him right back. Got done with that buoy. He's not letting that take the win from him this time. Very nice fort from Marcelo. Thug's going through Dark Room right now. This is also a place where he just wasn't doing good. I was about to... he lost Cape on that Mecha Koopa. That's the Mecha Koopa that killed him last time. But guess what? Thug's got a backup. He's still looking good. He's still in the lead. He's still gonna take this. You give Mario a Cape in a Bowser fight, and there's no limit to what you can pull off. Marcelo also losing Cape at the exact same spot. He does not have a Cape. This is decidedly Thug's race to lose now. You'll notice Thug destroying one of those Mecha Koopas, so Bowser throws 2 right now as opposed to 1, and he can bring 1 into the second phase for ball skip. Alright, Thug setting up his ball skip right now. He's got his Mecha Koopa hanging out to dry. Bowser's above him. He's going to come back to life as Bowser drops the first ball. Then Thug takes off to the right side, drops it on Bowser right when he reaches the right, and he's going to skip his second ball. Very simple setup. Saves a lot of time in context of a Bowser fight. So Thug's going up for his third and final phase, throwing the Mecha Koopa straight through the clown car is going to make him bounce 5 times as opposed to 8, and put him in the perfect spot for his 6th and final hit. You guys put some GGs in chat for Thug. We're going to race 3, boys. Marcelo right behind him. You see how good he does no cape? You see how good he is no cape? He still ended up right behind Thug. Ooh, that was a dope last hit. Did y'all see that? GG's to Marcelo as well. He used his backwards momentum to throw it as opposed to doing the boots on the ground throw. I'm loving the soundtrack on this Super UFO. Oh, yeah. Marcelo's going to go straight to that practice cart. Does everyone have a guess on what he's going to be practicing? Maybe just a tiny guess? Yeah, the castle that took everything from him. Yeah, in the first race, this castle just did not treat him good. Alright, yeah, so here at the grand finals for the Super Mario World No Star World tournament, Portuguese tournament, I should add. We got Marcelo versus Thug, each taking a win. And just a reminder, with this being grand finals with a loser's bracket, if Marcelo wins this next race, it's all over. If Thug wins this next race, since he came from the loser's bracket, they have to do an entirely new round. Because then at that point, Marcelo would have a loss for a round, and Thug has already earned a loss from a round previously. So we can end this today, or we're going to next week with the official grand finale. Now you see Marcelo doing the perfect strat for that room too. I'm so confused by the decisions he makes in his runs. Alright, while these guys get their practice in, we're going to let them do just a few minutes of practice, shake out the nerves, get ready for possibly their final match. And I'll be with y'all shortly. Alright, y'all. Looks like we're getting started. And y'all know the rules here. I don't want to see a GL in chat. I don't want to see a good luck. We say boa sorte. Today, we're all Brazilian. So show these guys you're proud of them. Show them you're here for them. Doug pulling off some nice shell execution there. Haven't seen a 361. I'm gonna be honest, a little disappointed. Maybe these guys could help me out here? Nah. Alright, they're looking good going through Yoshi's Island 3 right now, taking advantage of those moving wooden platforms. Hopefully looking for a 2:59 on the in-game timer. Let's see if Thug can get this shell jump again. Oh, he did not. pretty rare to see Thug miss a shell jump. So let's see how they manage these cages. Thug's been doing real good. I've been worried about Marcelo in the middle section, but he's doing much better this race. So me going into the Iggy fight. They do a difference in strats, so watch them back to back. Thug doing the Bunginia strat, Marcelo doing the 2 fireballs and 1 jump strat. Thug's gonna get out of there with the 241, while Marcelo gets out with that criminal 240. Now we head into Donut Plains, trying to get that cape there. They're just gonna be flying over this level easy peasy. Looking for a 362 on this level, but it can range anywhere from like a 360 to a 362 depending on their flight speed and whether or not they fix it. I think Thug's looking at a 361 right now, Marcelo as well. Ooh, 59. Ooh. So now they're swimming through Donut Secret 1. I love this level with the cape. So they're going to work their way up into this dry room here for a little heist. There you go. They got their shell from the Lufthansa facility. They're going to make their way out. Both of them getting a 251. Looking good as they head into the ghost house. Once again, easy level. Fly yourself to the end. Fly yourself up. As gravy. Alright. Ooh, Marcelo did not get the flight he needs. He's going to have to pick up flight here. Great backup flight. I see lots of people do back and forth spin jumps on that one platform with the blue shell. Marcelo was able to do the better backup to get his flight. Thug's going to pull away in this level, though. So looking good. I'm not going to expect anything to happen in this level. It'll be Morton Possibly. So we're watching the same race 3 times in a row that just has different outcomes at the very end. Marcelo falls behind right before Morton's castle. Marcelo's gonna take the lead in room 3 after grabbing the spring in Morton's castle. Thug's gonna take it a little later when Marcelo loses cape, and then we'll see who actually gets the win. I'm calling it now. This is the season 3 plot. You guys got the inside scoop. We're like Star Wars. We just repackage them. So watch what I'm saying here. Thug's gonna be flying up, keeping his flight. Let's see what he does with the spring. Now you decide to take it? Ooh. He really felt that pressure, huh? 2 runs in a row, he has not grabbed that spring, and it's cost him. Marcelo's now lost his cape. That's kind of a very, very big deal. Like a really big deal. I'm excited to see the decision making on Marcelo's part. So here's what I'm thinking. Thank God I got this cutscene. I'm just gonna spitball here and just kind of brainstorm with y'all about this. Marcelo lost his cape in Morton's castle. He needs the cape to get up into the secret level, or the secret exit next level. So he's got a couple of options. He doesn't want to do either. He can either backtrack, go back in the overworld to like DP1 or something, like the beginning of the world, and grab a cape. Or he can no cape Vanilla Dome 1 and use a pretty insane trick to get up to the secret level. If he goes into this level, okay, he's going down. I was about to say, there's a chance if he messed it up, he's never coming back. So he's going to grab himself just the normal cape and continue back to VD1. That is a horrible, horrible time loss to have this early. You got to feel bad for the guy. So Thug can be much more comfortable, especially at places like especially at places like this choke point where he frequently loses cape. But no, you go ahead and just lose cape anyways, man. Don't take it slow, or it's safe, or... Yeah, see, Marcelo just smashed straight through there. You see this? You see what's happened? Thug knew he had a part in his run where he frequently made mistakes. He didn't take it race safe, which is not to say slow, but to say, just pay attention to your surroundings. He didn't do that. He lost his cape, and Marcelo just started eating into that lead he has. I mean, hell, that was almost half his lead right there. So Marcelo's coming back hot. I can see that fire coming off of Mario. Now we do just have a couple of flyover levels, so I'm not expecting anything crazy to happen. Really, it'll be like the Reznor fight and Ludwig's castle is when we're going to start seeing some things shake up. And then everything after that, the ball's in the air. So they get a few levels to just kind of build this tension. Hopefully shake the nerves out of them right now. Because I guarantee neither one's feeling too good about their position. Alright, they're both swimming through the same level right now. There's no way one can really go faster than the other unless it happens in the Reznor fight. So they just have to sit here anxiously watching the other runner go as fast as they are. And then there's just an explosion of excitement here at the end. Because we've seen some Reznor damage, we've seen bad fights. I'm real worried right now. Especially seeing Thug miss that platform, but he was able to pull that off. Whew, he can take a breath, so can I now. But Marcelo's coming up. He needs this Reznor fight to go perfectly. Alright, alright. Kind of same as Thug. A little sloppy, but they got it done. Oh no, and Marcelo has a cape in Butterbridge 1. That means he is going to goof off. It's so scary to watch. If you die in Butterbridge 1, that's gonna go down in the Hall of Fame. If you do that in the Grand Finals, that will change your name to Butterbridge 1. Both of them still looking good. Marcelo hasn't lost a cape pump yet. Man, he's keeping that cape in the scariest of sections. I'm so glad you knocked that off just now. Just stay on the ground. Alright, Marcelo's out of Butterbridge 1. Thug going through Butterbridge 2. I mean, these are flight levels and auto scrollers. So until the next level, they're just anxiously waiting to see what happens. Alright, now it's time for Thug to just balls to the wall, goes as fast as he can, really, for the next foreseeable part of the run. He's got several levels in a row where he knows Marcelo's going to be trying to keep up with him and close that gap, especially when it comes time for Room 3. Last two races, Thug has had a much slower Room 3, so he's really going to be focused right here dealing with these cages. He's looking real good so far. That was great. That was great. That was a massive difference from the last race. Once again, just 2 fireballs and 1 jump's going to get rid of that. Marcelo's charging into Room 3 to take his attempts at the cages. Again, he looks great. He's going to do 2 fireballs and 1 jump, and they're going to be sharing the cutscene. Just barely. So now he's going into Forest of Illusion 1. Thug knows two things right now. He needs a Yoshi, and Marcelo's gonna go for wings. Let's see if he decides to just also go for wings, which I've seen him do plenty, or if he just decides to just get the hell out of there. Don't even bother with it. Hope that Marcelo misses a dupe. I personally would get the hell out of there, but that's why I'm not in the grand finals, right? Okay, Thug also deciding he just wants to bail. He's gonna hope that Marcelo misses a couple dupes in the wings glitch that we might see him attempt. I'm curious to see, because he went for wings last. He's going for a normal strat. This is his normal setup, yeah. Maybe it's just too much to go with after he saw last race where it took like 4 dupe attempts. Maybe he just didn't even want to mess with it. This is where Thug lost his lead. Last race is this Yoshi clip. He gets in first try. Ooh, man, he probably just exhaled so hard. So Marcelo needs to get this clip first try. Watch closely as he does this. He's going to dismount Yoshi up at the top, remount near that outside corner. That was late. Oh, and he gets kicked out. Even if he had the right Y subpixel for Yoshi, there's a 25% chance of just getting kicked out like that again. Oof. Oh, 3 times now he's gotten a primary clip without a secondary. On the 4th, he finally gets it. RNG just slaughtered Marcelo. He just needed it to get the first try. So Thug has now a very solid lead going through Forest of Illusion 3. He's going to be entering this pipe here shortly, and that's going to lead him to the secret exit. Marcelo taking a devastating blow in Forest of Illusion 2. Getting kicked out of clips 3 times in a row. So Thug's going through Roie Fly, very spooky level, but as we've seen from both of these runners, it is just not an issue to them. They both look super casual doing it. He's going to switch over to Firefly right now. And go into the Roie fight for 2 fireballs and 1 jump. So Marcelo going for his Roie Fly right now. Having watched these guys in Roie several times, I'm not all that worried. It is a level that really has every opportunity to take your cape and or life. But both of these guys have done such a great job in that level. Thug's going to be heading on to Chocolate Island. Alright, Thug's looking good. Man, he had such a lead. I'm still curious why none of them just ever grabbed that backup cape. It's worth the 2 seconds to save potentially the win for the tournament. Thug's going through the ghost house right now as Marcelo goes for pipe fly. Remember, Thug has to stay above this fishing boo while underneath the objects that you can't see above the screen. So there's just a small window he can fly in, and then try to cape cancel down through him at the very end. Get in that door. His ghost houses typically look pretty good throughout these runs. Now it's Marcelo's turn to go through the ghost house. Thug's gonna be flying through Chocolate Island too. I'm really gonna keep my eyes on Marcelo right now, because room 2 of this level has really just been a stinker throughout this matchup. I know he can do it just fine, but both races in this matchup just have not been good. Yeah, so he just went for the standard strat that time, and you know what? It paid off, because it's the standard strat. Wow, 270 from Thug. So now Thug is going through Chocolate Secret. Pretty spooky room 1. These chucks want to take your feather away from you. Yeah, both of them looking good. Both of them going through safe parts of the run right now. Now Thug's coming up on this dangerous room 3. It's hard flying off screen with all these enemies that can overwrite your cape sounds. See, he's smart. He's flying low enough to where Mario's belly's kind of peeking out at the top of the screen, so he doesn't have to rely on audio. So Thug tearing up Wendy's castle so far. He's going for this Crusher skip. Such a scary strat. Both runners able to get it every time now, though. Shouldn't speak for Marcelo yet. He has his attempt coming up shortly. But Thug is looking good. He's maintaining his lead real well. Marcelo going for his attempt at Windy Room 1. He's lost Cape before. Getting the Crusher skip so he doesn't have to worry about death. Thug's finished his Windy fight, so he's out of the castle. Marcelo's going into Room 2 soon. Thug still has a really healthy lead. He's going to be going into Sunken Ghost Ship. Alright, Thug is now in the Sunken Ghost Ship. Gonna grab his backup cape here. Marcelo's now finished Wendy's castle. He's gonna be joining Thug here shortly. So Thug's hoping to continue swimming fast enough to get that Boo Ring despawn at the end of the room. He was not able to get it last time. He's fine. So he got rid of the first boot cloud. He's going to do a damage boost through this second. Grab that extra cape he had. And continue moving on to room 3 as Marcelo enters room 2. Thug falling through room 3 to grab the orb. Marcelo right behind him, getting that despawn. He went for the double. He got the double. He lost his cape. Oh my goodness. You get the double despawn. Insanely rare to see. And you lose your cape while doing it. That's a tragedy. Alright, Thug did a little corner clip there. Just knocked his speed right out. He was able to maintain it because there's just such long hallways and paths here. Marcelo grabbing his orb. So now Marcelo's in Valley of Bowser 1, Thug's in Valley of Bowser 2. They're only one level apart. With Fort coming up, who knows what's going to happen. If Marcelo can rely on Sandbar and a Fortress Death from Thug, he could take it. So Thug still needs to keep that in his mind. He has a really strong lead, but that don't mean much. Either didn't get or didn't go for Sandbar. It's Thug. I think he still went for it. I mean, let's be honest. Alright, Thug's gonna be finishing up the room. Marcelo's in the same room. He's lining up for Sandbar. Oh no. He found himself stuck. He took a big death. That's the problem with going for Sandbar. Thug's gonna be tearing through this fort, hoping to avoid all these enemies, crushers, potaboos. You'll notice him wiggling left to right. That's to keep building up his P-speed, keep flying as soon as he lands. Alright, Thug has beaten the Reznor fight. He's hiding behind that timer right now. Got that forehead. He's going to be moving on to the Bowser fight. This is very exciting because this means we're most likely going to be getting a true grand finale, like a second matchup. We get to see these guys again keep duking it out for the champion. So Thug's gonna be doing standard cape kill on this Bowser, flying up and meeting Bowser in the sky to hit him with his own Mecha Koopas. He's gonna destroy one right there so that Bowser will throw 2 more as opposed to 1. He's only gonna try to have a max of 2 on screen, Bowser. And he's gonna bring that into phase 2. Try to get a ball skip in. Really cool trick that saves a lot of time, and it's super simple. I was scared he was going to run all the way to the left when I knew there was still going to be another fireball dropping. That'd be a silly mistake to make. But for ball skip, he's going to skip one of Bowser's 2 balls he drops by hitting this Mecha Koopa, waiting for the ball to drop, then bringing the Mecha Koopa up into the sky and dropping it on Bowser right when he reaches the right side. And that's ball skip. He's just not going to drop the second. He's going to go straight to dropping Mecha Koopas, which Thug is going to use to hit him and bring an extra one into phase 3, where he can do another little skip before he wins this race and matchup. So he's going to throw it straight through the clown car and hit Bowser. It's going to make him bounce 5 times. Normally he bounces more. He's going to go in for his final hit. GG to Thug. We are going to see these 2 again, duking it out to see who can become the champion of the No Star World Super Mario tournament. Marcelo's going through the end of his Bowser fight right now. He's going for ball skip and he'll be moving on to 3rd phase. But big GG's to both of these runners. Definitely go check them out. I'm going to throw their links in chat for y'all. I watch these guys all the time, so I highly recommend y'all do too. Oh, and Marcelo doing the the craziest thing ever. Who resets on phase 3? I get that you lost, but who resets on phase 3? I gotta go do a run now just so I can see the end of Bowser. Oh man, that irked me. That like set off some OCD. You gotta finish Bowser. Yeah, GG's once again to Thug, who's gonna be our winner of this matchup. He came from the losers bracket going against Marcelo, who's currently the victor of the winners bracket, or was. That means they have to go to another matchup. Thug has stayed in. He is fighting back, and now they have 1 loss each in a matchup. And they're going to be going to the 3rd. So we should have that scheduled here later. So you guys keep your eyes peeled. Follow the tournament, follow the runners, and you'll know when the next one's coming up. The next indefinitely final one is coming up. And I will see y'all for that one. So y'all have a good rest of your day.